About a year ago, the Valorant beta released via Twitch drops, and the game was a hit. A lot of people loved it, except me. Around the same time, I made a video called Why Valorant is Bad. Some people agreed with me and some people wanted me dead. So I thought it would be a good idea to go back to Valorant and see if it's improved or not. Also, this is my own opinion, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Firstly, in my original video on Valorant, I mentioned how the anti-cheat software for Valorant was really sketchy. This is because I had full access to your PC, some people said their keyboard and mouse would lock up, and some people were showing that their PC was completely bricked after installing the game. Luckily in 2021, this issue seems to be sorted, as well as I haven't seen any reports of this happening since the game launched. So hooray, a win for Valorant and players. Next is the skins. When Valorant was released, I was personally a bit seen off with how Riot thought it was a good idea to release a battle pass for a game that wasn't even finished yet. I still think this is a really scummy business practice, and I'm sad to say that the situation hasn't improved. For example, let's compare Valorant to other stylized hero-based shooters. Overwatch. I know this one's a bit older, but I still think it's a good example, because you can earn everything for free through loot boxes that you get for leveling up. This is the same for Apex Legends. However, with Apex, the level cap is 500, then if you want Apex packs, you have to buy them or get them through Battle Pass. But in Valorant, Riot thinks it's a good idea to sell every skin for Valorant points, which can only be bought and not earned. It's even worse when you see the price for these skins are equivalent to £35 for a single knife. Yes, a virtual knife, pixels, are 35 Great British pounds. It's absolutely insane, and the worst part is I see people actually paying these extortionate prices in my lobbies. And look, I get it. The devs need to make their money back, but come on, we're still in a global pandemic where loads of people have lost their jobs, and yet still Riot want people to pony up £35 for cosmetics. Okay, well Valorant seems to have taken a massive loss when it comes to cosmetics, but maybe they can pull it back with post-launch content. And no, 2 maps, 4 new characters. You'd think in a year they would have a little bit more content than that, but hey, quality over quantity, right? So let's see. First off, the new maps, Icebox and Breeze. Icebox is a very close quarters type of map and is very closed in. It also has a lot of cover and elevation. It plays okay, but personally I'd rather play on Ascent or Split, as they both have a much larger part of B and the spike sites aren't overcrowded. The other map we got is called Breeze. It's just released, so I haven't played it too much, but so far I prefer it to Icebox. It's more open feeling without feeling too big or tedious to get around in. The spike sites offer both cover and a bit of an open area to move around in, as well as having a cheery tropical feel, which is a nice addition compared to the greys and darker tones of maps like Icebox and Split. The new characters are also pretty welcome. Killjoy was the first addition and was the first character to bring a turret to the table. Her kit consists of swarm grenades, an alarm bot, a turret, and her ultimate lockdown, which detains players if they are nearby the lockdown device. Next is Skye. She's basically just Animal Woman, as she has birds that flash, a wolf that stuns, and cabbages? I don't know, they seek out enemies and close in their vision. She can also heal her teammates. I personally don't really like her, as she has too many stuns, which make her incredibly annoying to go against, as well as being pretty annoying for her own team, as some teammates carelessly stun and flash their own team. Next is Yoru. He has a teleport orb which slowly travels in a straight line from where he planted it, as well as having fake footsteps that alert the enemy team of a push that isn't actually happening. He also has stuns that ricochet off walls before going off, and his ultimate, which is being able to go invisible for a short amount of time, whilst only being visible to enemies right beside him. He is very reminiscent to Sombra from Overwatch. Lastly, we have Astra. I don't really like Astra, because she's hard to play and she's literally just a few characters from Overwatch blended together. She puts down these stars, which she can make do different things with her abilities. She can such people in, which... She can push people in the air and slam them down, which... She can turn them into smokes, and her ultimate is a wall that goes through the entire map, which... Yeah, she's very similar to characters from Overwatch. Overall, the new content is very hit and miss. Some additions like Killjoy and Yuri are welcome, while others like Icebox and Skye are not so welcome. They could definitely have done better, considering we are talking about a year's worth of work here. This next point is pretty minor, but it's gotta be said. Riot, please stop drip feeding lore. I get it, no one plays Valorant for the story, but if all they do is tease us like, oh look everyone, look at this really cool banner we have, ooh, and leaving us hanging, then what's the point of having a story in the first place? At least similar games get a decent bit of story out through short cinematics or origin stories, but Valorant seems to have none of that. Lastly is the community. Oh, the community. To me, this is the main turn-off of the game. Firstly, we have people who gatekeep competitive play. These people seem to think that if you're playing poorly, you should just give up and play unrated, or laugh at your rank even though theirs is very similar. Like, come on, it's literally the most beta shit you can do, and it makes yourself look like a fool. Next is kind of the opposite, but both are pretty bad. This is when people take Spike Rush and Unranked way too seriously. In Unranked, I play for fun. I usually piss about with guns like the Bucky and just mess around talking to teammates. This is basically what the modes are for anyway, but still people get annoyed when you aren't buying their guns or you're not taking it too seriously. Like, can you hear yourself? You're getting upset over people not taking the unranked match seriously? Lastly in community is the people who brag. They either brag about their skill, saying they're diamond on their real account but not on their Smurf account, or they try and flex their skins by insisting on inspecting them every 2 seconds. Like, guys, no one cares, and people will continue not caring, so just stop. In conclusion, Valorant isn't a terrible game, and has improved a little bit over the course of the last year. However, it's still not even close to other games similar to it. It's almost as if it lacks this sense of polish and completeness about it. I often find myself playing other games over Valorant, but I still sometimes find myself going on there for a quick laugh. Thank you all for watching this video. I know it's a bit different compared to my last video on Valorant, but I just wanted to come back and see the improvement 1 year made on the game. With that, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!